Arden University in the UK has slashed its school fee by almost 50%. Yes, you heard me right, almost half, through its agent body Global Education Platform GP in the Health-Related and Business Bachelor's and Master's Degree Program. The duration is 12 to 16 months and is internationally accredited through World Higher Education Database WHED. Arden University is also accredited by the Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education in the UK, meaning its degrees are legally recognized and equivalent to those from traditional UK universities. The good news doesn't end here. Lincoln American University, LAU in Guyana, is offering medical and nursing degrees with lower fees when compared with other universities globally. The door is also open to students from any recognized Cuban university who have still not yet completed their medical or nursing degrees can receive credits to continue at LAU. LAU is accredited through the Medical Councils of Canada, the UK and India, and is registered with the National Accreditation Council in Guyana and World Directory of Medical Schools to offer the 5-year joint MBBS and MD. Graduates of LAU can sit the United States Medical Licensing Examination, USMLE. Join us in this extensive interview with representatives from GEP and LAU on Wednesday, June 10, 2026 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica or 8 p.m. in St. Kitts on Central Praise SKB or www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Several other radio and TV stations have agreed to carry the session live and the repeated broadcast. These include DCM Radio and TV in Jamaica, UFDV Gospel Radio and TV in Florida, USA, and Sugar City FM in St. Kitts. This program will be rebroadcast on Fridays in June, July, and August 2026, starting June 12 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica and 8 p.m. in St. Kitts. Share the information far and wide. Register now for a life-changing experience in learning.
Professor, I think we cannot hear you because you're on mute.
Okay, I think it should be better now.
Yes.
My best apologies. I thought I was muted. Thank you so much. Greetings and welcome to this extensive exclusive interview on Central Praise SKB and those logged on to the website www.royalcentralpraiselive.com and on Sugar City FM Radio in St. Kitts and Nevis, DCM Radio and TV in Jamaica, and UFDV Gospel in Florida, USA. Thanks to the management and staff at Royal Central Praise through its president and CEO of the station, Minister Leroy Weeks, for being the major platform for this broadcast. I'm your host and international representative in Jamaica for Global Education Platform GP, Ambassador Professor Colin O'Neill Jarrett. We have our esteemed business and innovative executive for GEP with us, and later on we'll be looking at another university, looking at Lincoln American University. But we'll start off this way. We have GEP Innovation and Business Executive, Mr. Aaron John Pillai, who is with us, who will share all the information you need to know about GEP and Arden University in the UK in specific. Welcome, Mr. Aaron John Pillai. Welcome to this platform. And
thank you very much, Professor Jarrett. It's been a great honor and privilege to be on this interview, and of course to bring in knowledge, insight, and especially a huge opportunity to students and professionals out there with what's coming with Arden University and what GEP is able to provide. So It's a great privilege. Thank you very much for having this interview.
And it's an honor. It's an honor to have you because you are giving out the information. I am your representative in Jamaica. So it's good that I am interviewing you, so because I know what students would require and what they are listening for. No, you are the business development and innovations executive. What are your duties with Global Education Platform?
Yeah, so if you take my role as the business development and innovation executive, one of my key roles is bringing in new business for the business and ensuring its development, its growth, and also bringing in innovative ideas, bringing the whole innovation concept into global education platform, so that it has different other projects going around and contributing towards the growth. So that is my key responsibility over there. Then, of course, coordinating and supporting international partners such as you, Professor Jared, is another responsibility that I have at GEP. Of course, we look at developing new relationships with new partners as well. So that is another role. Uh, I do one-to-one consulting sessions with students so that they understand the process, they understand the programs that we provide. I also do customer service. So whenever there is a student who needs an additional service from GEP's end, I support them with it. Then admission support from the moment of enrollment, we make sure that all the applications are in process, this documents from the students are collected, so that admission support is also given by me. Then, of course, I actively contribute towards the expansion projects because global education platform is expanding in different other ways, and I contribute towards that expansion as well. Overall, it's about contributing towards the growth of the business. Yeah.
Right. And I've heard about trying and growing your market. How many countries are you currently in at this time?
So, global education platform is based in three countries. That is the UK, US, and Sri Lanka. We are also planning into have GEP New Zealand in the near future. So that's a work in progress. However, we have international partners, 30 plus international partners that work with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure persons are already logging into Arden University in the UK
Yes.
on the website because you know these teenagers and these young adults, they are quick with the fingers. Now
Yes.
I researched on Arden University and I have been going on their website because of the partnership with
Yeah.
GP and Arden, and I'm included. Arden University was named as the fifth best university in the UK and lots of other good things. Tell us about your arrangement with Arden University and the merits of studying at Arden.
Yeah. So Arden University, as you said, it was one of the fifth best university in the UK last year. So the whole arrangement with Arden University and GEP is we have a direct partnership with this university, and we are able to coordinate and to request for support any additional service that we need. We are able to get that from Arden University. So we are in a direct partnership with this university. And when you talk about the merits, the main important merit is the flexible learning that
Mhm,
Arden University provides. You
mhm.
have the option of studying online, as well as you have the option of studying blended learning, where you study a couple of years online and then you do the final year at Arden University. So you have that option as well. So flexible learning is one of the main merits. And then number two, you can study while you work, I think, which is another important factor, because some universities, some programs, you need to be there full time, but Arden University helps you to study while you work. If
Very
you
well.
talk about the recognition, uh, So Arden University is WHED recognized, which is World Higher Education Database, and then it is IAU recognized, which is International Association of Universities. So if you take the whole recognition part, it's recognized WHED and IAU as well.
Very well.
Of course, they provide comprehensive student support. They provide support to the students as much as possible. The one of the main things with Arden University is at the stage of enrollment, they recognize your work experience. So if you are a person who has worked for a couple of years, and when you want to enroll for this program, they recognize it and they value it, and you can get certain benefits. So that's, they recognize the work experience as well. And of course, Arden University has been there with 25 experience in the flexible higher education industry. So there are over 25 experience there in this.
Right.
Arden University is also a private university in the UK. That's something I need to highlight. And however, they have awarding powers from the government of UK. Okay, they are a private university in the UK, but they have the awarding powers from the government of UK. So yeah,
That is very good information, you know. It has the awarding power. That's very good information. What I want you to do now is that you have built that platform. Now, we know about the diploma course, and then you move into the degree, one for 6 months and the other for 12 months. That's the explanation I want you to give, because many people are still doubting, how can you complete a first degree, an undergraduate degree, in 16 months? And in my time, it took me 3 to 4 years to complete. No, I want you to explain that process of the diploma and then moving on to the degree totaling 16 months.
Yeah. So if you take the whole diploma and then you're doing this top-up degree, how can you complete a degree, within 24 months? That has been the whole idea about students wanting to know more details. So if you take the diploma process, we do the diploma with two main awarding bodies, which is called Qualifi and OTHA. And they are of course recognized and regulated awarding bodies. So we have diplomas from level 3, which is starting from a high school diploma till level 8, which is your doctoral level diploma. We can offer diplomas from level 3 to level 8. So the duration of every diploma over here is just 6 months. The duration of the diploma is 6 months. And if you take intakes for the diploma programs, every month you can enroll for your diploma program. So there is no specific intake. Now, if I am to explain deeply regarding this undergraduate, for example, I'm taking the bachelor's program. How can you complete it within 12 to 24 months? Is your entry requirement to your bachelor's degree is your level 3, basically high school diploma. This considers 60 UK credits. So this is your entry requirement to the program. If you take, then from there onwards, you progress towards your level 4 diploma. When you do the level 4 diploma, it basically is the first year of your bachelor's degree. The duration is 6 months, and this diploma, a level 4 diploma, holds 120 credits, UK credits. And then once you complete that, you progress towards the level 5 diploma, which is again 6 months, and you get 120 credits at the end of the program. And then finally, you progress towards a bachelor's program, maybe from Arden University, and you do your bachelor's program for 12 months, and you complete your bachelor's program. So if I take the duration and the final year with Arden University, it's also 6 months. 12 months. The final year is also 12 months. However, the credits remain the same, 120 credits. So overall, if you take the whole bachelor's degree, you need 360 UK credits. And with the two diplomas, you complete 120, 120. And then finally, with the top-up degree, you complete another 120, which is 360 UK credits. And if I am to bring in the duration, again, you use 6 months for your level 4 diploma, 6 months for your level 5 diploma, and then once you complete your bachelor's degree, you have completed your bachelor's, which is 6 months is 12 months, and then 12 months for the bachelor's program is just 2 years. So instead of using 3 years to 4 years to complete your bachelor's, you complete it in 2 years. So that's how the whole process works.
All right. So therefore, looking at a scenario in the Caribbean, a student finishes high school, just completed high school because exams just completed, like your GCO levels in UK. The student now would be able to matriculate to do levels 5 and 6 at the same time, or level 5 alone, which will bring the student into a 12-month degree. Am I correct?
No. So if the student finishes a high school diploma, you need to register her for a level 4 diploma first.
Mm-hmm.
Once he or she completes the level 4 diploma, then you move on to the level 5 diploma, and then finally the bachelor's degree top up.
So we're talking about 12 months for the diploma and another 12 months for the degree.
Degree, yes, correct.
Okay,
100%.
What if somebody comes in with the equivalent of 4 or 5 CXCs, which would be like your GCO level? What would you recommend?
I would recommend, if you have the high school diploma, to complete the level 4 diploma.
Although the person has 4 O levels?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, what would bring the person now to a level 5
you
diploma?
mean O levels instead of A levels, is it?
It's O levels, not A levels.
Yeah. So if the student completes O levels, then you need to do a level 3 because you need high school diploma.
So, but completing GC would have made you complete high school, basically.
Yes. So GCE, yeah. That way you can again progress towards the level 4.
Okay. All right.
Correct? Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, so the diploma would be, okay, you explained that already, from levels 3 to 8. So the question now, how did Arden University move from 36 or 48 month program to your settling a 2-year, which you said because of the standard of the diploma and the levels and the credits that you have got, then that can matriculate you into shortening your degree, correct?
Yes, 100%.
All right. Going down now to way down to point 9, while I understand that you have wide recognition with WHED, World Higher Education Database, and that is in the making already, especially with our local accreditations like in Jamaica, the University Council of Jamaica. How do we get around this? We know that the degree is WHED and UCJ proves WHED. What other universities are there? Although we're not here to really look at that, but apart from Arden, but what other universities are already on the website for the UCJ in Jamaica? Could you tell us those?
Yeah. So if I am to tell you more options, which is already there in the UCJ, if I take the UK options, you have University of Greater Manchester, you have Wrexham University, you have Edinburgh Napier University, you have University of Derby, University of Essex, and Coventry University, and University of Wolverhampton. So these are other options which is WHED as well as UCJ recognized.
Okay. With the promotion did say Jamaica, St. Kitts, and Turks and Caicos in the Caribbean, and I think there are one or two others. Do you think that there is the possibility of Dominica? Getting WhatsApp messages now from Dominica and even Haiti is sending me. Is there a possibility? Are they already those countries on the map? Or as time goes on, more countries will come on board?
Yes. So it's not only Jamaica, St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos. There are other nationals in the Caribbean that can benefit from our university and, of course, from GEP, from what we are providing. But what I would suggest is those the students, the professionals out there to reach out to Professor Jared, our international representative from Jamaica, and then give us your details. Give us your nationality. We can get that checked, confirmed, and then we can proceed further.
Okay. What I am very happy about, though, is almost 50%. Every time we speak, you remind me. You say, Colin, please say the word almost. Almost 50% discount. And I want to inform you, as the GEP rep in Jamaica, it's very difficult for Aaron to say it because he represents a number of universities. So I can say it without any controversy. Just to inform you of the prices. Firstly, there is a £1,300 for the diploma, and that's per diploma. And that will now get you into closer to getting into the degree program. Secondly, the bachelor's degree was £5,500, and now it's £2,475. The MBA was £3,421. It's now £1,540. And the MSc, that was £3,850. It's now down to a whopping £1,740. That's the tuition. And guess what? I have spoken with Aaron to find out the possibility of, you see, so the student now would pay £1,300 for the £1,300 for the diploma, depending on which one you're doing and depending on your qualification. And then a bachelor student would be paying £2,475 for about 5 different areas, including health and care management, business management, accounting, finance, marketing. The list goes on. Now, we also asked Aaron, I'm going to ask him that. Aaron, please, can you, although your fees are already reduced, can you give us a payment plan? Hear what Aaron says. Aaron, please answer that question.
Yeah. So what we usually do is we do not provide installment plans unless the university also accepts for it and they are okay with it. However, in this instance, I've had many chats with the Professor Jared, and we will be giving 2 installment options plans. So you have how it would work is at the moment of registration, you can register with GP through Professor Jared by making the first installment payment. So that will be from the total cost, it will be 50% that you need to pay, and that's your first payment. The second payment would be is between 6 to 8 weeks after the registration process. Between 6 to 8 weeks, you can make the balance 50% payment. So that's the payment plan option that we can provide to all the students and professionals out there.
And this is excellent, Aaron, because the school fee now would be $2,475 for a degree in business. And if the student is paying half, that is £1,237 that the person would pay half off. So £2,475 divided by 2 would give you £1,237. Divide that by 2, you would be getting £700, £800, £900 to pay upfront, and for the 8 weeks. So what this would mean is that after you make the payment of the half, then it means that you have 6 to 8 weeks to make the other payment. And I would suggest dividing that in two. So you pay half at the end of October, half at the middle of November.
Yes.
So this would be perfect for Jamaicans. I know it must have been a struggle to provide and to give me that half, in terms of, because you have already reduced the fees by half. So when I asked you, I really thought that you would say, no, that can't be done again, but only to hear Aaron says, yes, we can also divide that and make 2 monthly payments, if maybe possible, 3 monthly payments, because he said 6 to 8 weeks. That's 2 months after you have paid the half. But of course, that is going through me, making the necessary checks to ensure. And of course, there is the registration fee, which is through through GP, and that would be the fee for the Jamaica representative. But really, £1,300 plus £2,475, and plus the rep fee, which is me, the fee for me, that would be the third payment. This is remarkable. I don't think we have seen university. As a matter of fact, University of Jamaica are charging $500,000 for the year to do a degree. I checked it out. That's for the year. And the degree is 3 to 4 years. So that's 500,000 times 3. And that would be 1.5 million plus traveling to the university if it's not an online program, etc., buying books, etc., etc. That's 3 years. GP can give you this for 2 years or under, depending on your qualification going in. This is the best. Look at the masters, for example. The MBA is 3,421, and it has now been reduced to 1,540. And that 1,540, you divide it by 2 to make the first payment, and then the remainder would be paid over 6 to 8 weeks divided by 2. The MSc, £3,850, down to a whopping £1,740. I wish I would be able to study now, but I did so many different degrees prior to now. But what is happening is that if I were living life now, then it would be easier for me, because the millions that I paid to universities to study, then I would have been saving this now. I know the medical students are waiting, because that degree, that information session comes up, and you're wondering if your fees will be like this. But we are talking about Arden universities. And I'm now going to ask Aaron to remind us of the programs that are approved for these discounts at Arden University at the moment, the masters and the bachelors.
Yeah, Professor Jared. So we have a variety of programs. We have business management, we have business administration, we have human resource management, we have computing, and we have marketing, as well as we have accounting and finance. So these are the variety of programs that we are able to provide. However, I must say, for all the students and professionals out there, if you require a program which is a different stream, or it's a different subject completely, and if Arden University is providing that, or any of our other university options is providing, you could reach out to Professor Jared, and then once Professor Jared gets back to us with the details, we will see every possible way of providing that program to learn and to get yourself educated in that.
The masters now?
Yeah, so the masters, you have the Master of Business Administration, you have, which is your MBA, you have MSc in Accounting and Finance. So these are the options in masters. However, there are other masters options, and you can, with our Jamaican representative, Professor Jared, we can share further details with all the programs that's available.
What about the PhD and the doctorate? Is it that that would come under a different umbrella, a different platform?
Yeah, that will come under a different university.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. What I have been getting calls about the forensic and forensic and criminology.
Yes.
I think that is offered by Arden. I think that's something we need to look at because
Yeah.
that's a growing area in Jamaica.
Definitely. So if there is a demand for this, program, we can definitely speak and reach out to Arden University and see possible ways of providing this program.
What's your minimum age? Entry
To
required.
entry requirement,
Mhm.
it's 18 plus.
18, not 17.
No, it's 18 plus.
18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. So those just completing high school, maybe they have to wait one more year, although some of them are 18 years of age.
Yeah. In that instance, I would suggest is do your level 3 diploma.
Right. They could get enrolled to do the level 3
Then level 3 diploma.
while they are
It's
right.
6 months.
Perfect.
You're wasting 1 year, do 6 months, do your diploma. You have only 6 months to settle for your bachelor's. Yeah.
Right. How is the online platform though? Do you think that people today, in 20, 30 years ago, people weren't even sure about online?
Yeah.
Do you think more persons are familiar with it now and opting to do it?
Yes. So giving context to that, when global education platform was there in 2019 and 20, where this whole COVID-19 was going on, the pandemic. So it created a platform for students and professionals wanting to learn online rather than traveling. And of course, I do multiple student consultations, and every student I speak to, they always say, I prefer to study online. I want time to work. I want to manage my time. And they just don't want to spend full time learning. So if you speak to them online, because the cost is lower as well, it's not that high rather than going to the university and studying. So online, if you take online options, there's a huge demand, and students trust the process of online learning now. So yeah.
So those who are joining us right now, we are speaking to Aaron John Pillai, who is the Business Development and Innovation Executive at Global Education Platform, and a platform that has been around for many years, negotiating for discounts and reduced prices at well-established universities, and perhaps I should say accredited universities, which puts everything in place. And he has been speaking mainly about Arden University because Arden is offering major scholarships to our students, and more so scholarships that are giving almost 50% reduced fees. Let me give you an example again. The bachelor's degree, £5,500 down to £2,475, and you just pay half and the balance over 68 weeks. For the MBA, the £3,421 down to £1,540. Again, you pay half, and then the balance is paid over 6 weeks. And then the MSc is all over. Sometimes run you millions of dollars to complete this program. Is £3,850 down to a whopping £1,740. Again, the fees are paid, I don't want to say over 3 installments. I would prefer to say half at the beginning and the remainder paid within 6 to 8 weeks. And again, that won't be entertained unless you come through the Jamaica representative. And I'm the proud Jamaica representative for Global Education Platform. So now you have 4 to 6 months, depending on what qualifications you bring in. But let's say a student from high school comes in, then it perhaps would take 12 months to complete the required diplomas to enter the 12-month degree. So for you, it could be 2 years. For others, it could be 16 months, depending on the qualifications that you enter the program with. Am I correct, Aaron?
Yes, 100%,
Good.
Professor Jared.
Right. Now, I would want you to speak again on the accreditation for Jamaica before we leave. World Higher Education Database is the accreditation body internationally. Now, when students do study from Arden, where does it put them on the international market? Because that's where we are training our people for, the global village, which is really where we live. Could you
Yeah.
speak about that?
Yeah. So again, if you are speaking about the WHED, so WHED acts as an international verification mechanism. So if you take local accreditations like UCJ, the University Council of Jamaica, if it isn't in the list, if the university isn't on the list, uh, anyways, what you shouldn't worry about is because UCJ, University Council of Jamaica, uses WHED as a trusted source during verification process. So
Very
that is the main point where UCJ uses WHED as the trusted source during the verification process, and WHED gives and provides world recognition. It's not
great.
just in the UK; it gives you the world recognition.
Now, when you do the diploma, is that a hidden paper that you don't get? Or when you are complete with the diploma, you get it in your hand so you can use it and feel good? And then when you're finished with the degree, you get the degree also in your hand. Am I correct?
Yes, Professor Jared. So, when you complete your diploma, you can get the soft copy of your certificate as well as your hard copy. We can dispatch it right to your doorstep, and you'll get your certificate right to your doorstep within a couple of months. Yeah.
Good. That's great news, because many times, our diplomas and degrees are, sometimes at the universities for a few months after we complete. In your case, it seems like it could be a few weeks after we complete. Certainly, the hard copy would take a longer time, but the soft copy, because it's
Soft.
email, then you have that for your life. Even the place burns, your laptop burns up, you still have access to the email because that's for life.
Yes.
Any closing point you want to raise? Because we are excited people in this country, and the Caribbean. We are excited about these programs. So I'm sure now is a good time because it's June. Now is a good time for them to now start the diploma. And as you said, the diploma starts every month. So that's a good thing. So persons can register for maybe July or August to do the diplomas for 6 to 12 months. And then come next year this time, they would have been on the ball to start their degrees. Anything that you'd want to say as we wrap up the program?
Yes. So, just to give in a little bit information about the intakes, September intake is in September. The intake deadline is in September, and registrations are open now. So, what I would suggest is to grab the opportunity. You have a couple of months. Grab the opportunity as soon as possible and register for the Ardent program by completing your diplomas and getting yourself ready for the Ardent University bachelor's degree or master's, whatever you prefer, for the September intakes, because registrations are open and the intake dates are closing in. And if you take in 2027 too, we have three intakes that will be available. We have the January intake, we have the May intake, and we have the September intake once again.
Very well. And these discounts will go on certainly for until next year, maybe June, July.
Yes, yes, of course.
Very well. And I would love us to talk on other Caribbean countries that perhaps are on the list that we have not spoken about, so that the text messages that are coming in would be able to respond to those questions.
Yeah.
This has been a great interview. Let me use the opportunity to thank Business Development and Innovation Executive at Global Education Platform GP, Mr. Aaron John Pillai, for being with us today and for providing useful information at a time like this. Please greet the team at Arden University and your own staff members who are perhaps watching now, because in your country where you are what, 12 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Right. Good. And so we will want to wish you well and to continue to doing the very good work that you're doing. However, while the discount applies to some countries in the Caribbean, if your country is not included, you can study with us, but pay the regular school fee. Am I correct?
Yes, of course.
Right. So a student from USA, Florida, would now pay the correct fees and not the discounted fees.
Yeah.
Correct. Make
And it
contact
is,
with us.
Professor Jarrett, more than a discount, Arden University is giving you the scholarship to learn with them. That's gives you more prestige and people wanting to get that scholarship because valuing themselves. Yeah.
I am glad for that point as a marketer. Very glad for that point. Arden is putting themselves out so that you will carry its name, the major name that it has. Take out your phones and save us in your contact as GP Jamaica 876-810-2188, or email us at pcthealth.program, that's the American way of spelling program, 2022. Let's go again, pcthealth.program 2022 at gmail.com. This is a life-changing experience in learning. So those who are 18 years and older can grab this program, get onto it, and please feel free to contact me. So you have heard it from the GP top representative that the representative is me. So it clearly indicates that you have no one else to call because we have him now on the program. And this program will be rebroadcast on a Fridays at 7 p.m. on this very station. Fridays until Minister Leroy Weeks, who is the CEO of this internet radio station, international radio station too, until he tells me to stop. So it's every Friday at 7 p.m. Jamaica time, beginning Friday, June 12, straight into August, because he has given me one number which sounds very low in my estimation for students' intake. I have my own perception. I am going far more than the number he has given me. Royal Central Praise, SKB, and through its website, www.royalcentralpraiselive.com, will rebroadcast this interview starting June 12. Stay tuned. Thank you, Mr. Aaron John Pillai from GEP.
Yes.
Thank you
very much.
You're welcome.
Professor. Yes.
Stay tuned.
Arden University in the UK has slashed its school fee by almost 50%. Yes, you heard me right, almost half, through its agent body global education platform GP in the health-related and business bachelor's and master's degree program. The duration is 12 to 16 months and is internationally accredited through World Higher Education Database WHED. Arden University is also accredited by the Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education in the UK, meaning its degrees are legally recognized and equivalent to those from traditional UK universities. The good news doesn't end here. Lincoln American University, LAU in Guyana, is offering medical and nursing degrees with lower fees when compared with other universities globally. The door is also open to students from any recognized Cuban university who have still not yet completed their medical or nursing degrees can receive credits to continue at LAU. LAU is accredited through the Medical Councils of Canada, the UK and India, and is registered with the National Accreditation Council in Guyana and World Directory of Medical Schools to offer the 5-year joint MBBS and MD. Graduates of LAU can sit the United States Medical Licensing Examination, USMLE. Join us in this extensive interview with representatives from GEP and LAU on Wednesday, June 10, 2026 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica or 8 p.m. in St. Kitts on Central Praise SKB or www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Several other radio and TV stations have agreed to carry the session live and the repeated broadcast. These include DCM Radio and TV in Jamaica, UFDV Gospel Radio and TV in Florida, USA, and Sugar City FM in St. Kitts. This program will be rebroadcast on Fridays in June, July, and August 2026, starting June 12 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica and 8 p.m. in St. Kitts. Share the information far and wide. Register now for a life-changing experience in learning.
Just making sure we have our other guest. Studio, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lincoln American University. Welcome back. Lincoln American University, LAU, has been providing quality education, which has been accepted in many countries. They have a joint 5-year medical degree in MBBS and MD recognized by many medical councils. With us in this extensive interview on Royal Central Praise SKB and Sugar City FM is Vice Chancellor at Lincoln American University, LAU, Air Marshal Dr. Pawan Kapoor, about its medical programs and hoping that you are doing well, sir. Thank you for putting off a visit to go elsewhere to be with us. Welcome, Doctor. Are you on?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening and greetings, Professor Colin, and to all our viewers from Lincoln American University. You are right. Actually, I traveled. I came to Guyana. I was in India, and I have not been keeping too well. But I thought I will live up to my commitment because I am down with the viral, so I don't have a very good throat to speak to right now. But I will try to make the best out of whatever I can manage from whatever voice and vocal cords that are still alive in me.
I thank you so much, sir. That has been very rewarding for us to have you on as the Vice Chancellor and pray that your voice will keep up and do well. So many have never heard of your university, though. You have been maybe quiet in the Caribbean. But at a time such as this, because we have hundreds of medical students listening now, especially those from Cuba, but we'll get on to that soon. Please tell us about Lincoln American University, LAU in Guyana.
Okay, Lincoln American University was actually established in year 2016, but it became operational in the year 2017 when the first batch of international students joined this place. It is located, of course, in Guyana, in Kingston, Guyana, as in Water and Barrack Street, just opposite the Marriott Hotel. It has been a tedious journey, let me put it, a challenging journey, because when we started, we were not known at all, and there were very little students to begin with. But soon, because of our academic program, because of the commitment of so many of our faculty members and the staff, the university grew very fast. And in a very short span of time, we got recognized by the Medical Council of Guyana. We got the National Recreation Council of Guyana registration. We got sponsored by the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates of USA. We got registered with the Medical Council of Canada, with the Australian Medical Council, and also with the General Medical Council of UK. Apart from being with the Medical Council of India at that time, we were empaneled by all of these countries, and a degree got recognized. For this, I compliment and congratulate all the staff and faculty of Lincoln American University. In very short duration of time, we could climb fast up the rankings as well as in our academic program. As you already said, that we have a 5-year academic program. The first year is preclinical, the next 2 years are paraclinical or basic sciences, and the fourth and fifth year are purely practical based as clinical sciences. At the end of this, we give a degree called MD in General Physician, which is equivalent to the MBBS degree elsewhere, because both are interchangeably used. So we give MD in General Physician. It is not a postgraduate degree, it is an undergraduate degree. And currently we are only doing undergraduate degree, and our aim to establish this university was primarily to provide affordable, accessible and quality medical education. And why accessibility is important, because we felt, as the managing board of this university, I was a part of the board, we felt that medical education is expensive everywhere. So let us make it affordable. And we made it affordable and equitable so that economically backward sections, they do not to feel the lack of funds being the main reason why they could not pursue their dream of becoming a doctor. So we have schemes to take care of the economically backward section also.
Is it that you only offer medical courses or you do nursing as well?
No, we only offer currently medical courses. We're in the process of developing a nursing course, but we have to do it in sync with the National Accreditation Council of Guyana. So we have sent our curriculum to them. They have to see whether our curriculum matches the requirements of the local accreditation body. And then we propose by the next academic session, we should be able to start the nursing course. As on date, we're only doing the medical course. That is also undergraduate medical course.
Okay. Entry requirements for your medical course.
Okay, our entry requirements are especially, we should have finished your 12 years of your basic education. In case of Caribbean countries, it is equivalent to your Caribbean secondary education certification, that is CSCC examination. And with that, you must have, completed your essential subjects like biology and chemistry. And along with that, we should have done physics, mathematics, and English. So we entertain between grade 1 to 3. They are acceptable to us, and we do have a minimum age as well.
What's
We
that minimum age?
Yeah, minimum age is 17 years as on 31st December of the year of admission.
Okay.
So
How
these
long
are
is your degree program, is your medical program?
Okay, our medical program is 5 years. The first year is, as I said, pre-clinical or pre-medical. For example, supposing there are students who have done their advanced proficiency in the Caribbean region or A levels, and they have done it in biology and in chemistry and optional between physics or mathematics. They are eligible directly entry into the 4-year program. Those who have done bachelor's in sciences, those who have done, say, bachelor's in nursing, your diploma in pharmacy or bachelor's in pharmacy. So those who have done a bachelor's in science program, they are also considered for a direct 4-year entry program if they meet the requirements or if their transcripts meets the matching requirement of our pre-medical program.
Okay. And that sounds very good. And all your programs are on campus.
All our programs are on campus. We don't have any off-site campus right now. Everything is on-site in Guyana. We do have virtual sessions and training sessions by guest speakers from across the globe. We have tie-up with international university in Russia, in India. We have got tie-up with some of the faculty members from the Gulf region who are, and from Germany in various hospitals. So they take online classes for our students as guest lectures. Otherwise, everything is physical, offline in the campus itself.
Great. Now, this important question for several persons who are listening. Medical students in Cuba are experiencing difficulty in completing their program. The Jamaicans studying in Cuba have been urged by the government of Jamaica to return home. Jamaica and other Caribbean countries, I'm sure you're aware, have severed ties with aspects of the Cuba's medical program. Some have completed year 1, year 2, year 3, and may not be able to complete there. What help can you offer, your institution offer, Air Marshal? And
Yeah.
would they be allowed to study face to face in Kingston, Guyana? Incidentally, we have Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah.
I will also ask this question closer to the end of the event of the program here, because I know many persons are listening right now for a cushion, some cushion for our Jamaican and Caribbean students to study in Guyana.
See, we have a very strong transfer policy. We allow transfer from one institution to another institution. And we don't make any, as I said, we are all inclusive university. One of our core value is that we have to have inclusivity. So we don't try to exclude people. We try to include people as far as possible without compromising our academic standards. So based upon this, for such students, and we've been doing it for other students, there have been universities in the Caribbean which have actually closed down. So those universities also, their students, rather there have been a lot of students from those universities which have transferred to us. We take a very compassionate view, but I do not take a decision, nor any individual is allowed to take such a decision. The students send their transcripts. These transcripts are then actually analyzed by our academic committee. The academic committee is headed by the dean, and there are some 2 or 3 head of departments. They will go through the transcripts and they will match with the corresponding curriculum of Lincoln American University, Guyana. And they will see where do the two match. So if supposing say 3 years in some Cuban university matches with the 3-year program, we directly take them to the 4th year and the 5th year program.
Very good.
Supposing their 4th year program it matches, we will see what are the clinical rotations that they have done there, and the clinical rotations are as per the program laid down by us, then we will take them accordingly. So it is deeply analyzed, and only after that analysis we tell the student that you will be taken and accepted at this level, so that in future when you apply for a license in any other country, you are not found wanting. Sometimes we get pressures, from the parents, from the society, and even from high government officials. Oh, he has done his 3 years program. Why don't you take him straight into fourth year program? We don't do like this. We check out the corresponding, credits, the corresponding R requirement, because supposing I'm not very sure that he's going to practice in the Caribbean. He may be practicing in UK. So when he goes to GMC for verification, they will see the number of credit hours the university has got and the number of credit hours that the student has completed. So if they find a discrepancy there, they will simply reject the application. So, we make it very, very clear and very, very certain to the university. Once you are here with us, you cannot be denied licensing examination of any other country.
Can you walk us through the school fees? Do you have that on hand at this
Yeah,
moment?
we have
Sure.
got,
Walk us through year one, year two, straight to the end of
yeah.
year five.
So if the first year fees is around 13,000 US dollars,
Mhm.
and the next 4 year fees is 8,000 US dollars per year. That is total of 45,000 US dollars is the fee structure of the university, is the tuition fees. But when we do clinical rotations, then during clinical rotations of 88 weeks, in clinical rotations, we have to pay to the hospital about $100 a week. So we take an additional $8,800 from the student for that tuition for that fee, and we have a very flexible fee structure. Supposing doing a 3 months, clinical rotation in say medicine, and 3 months means 12 weeks, which means he has to pay $1,200. So he will be asked to pay $1,200 in advance, not the whole year fees.
Mhm.
Okay, so that the person is able to sustain himself or herself during this process. So we don't put pressure on paying the fee upfront for the entire year.
Mhm.
So we do it. We have plans for semester-wise payment also.
Good.
Even the university fees, we have plans for students who are unable to cope up with sudden financial pressure of paying $8,000 in 1 year. So we allow them to pay in semester-wise. So in year we have got 2 semesters. So he can pay in advance of the coming semester.
Okay. Uh, what about accreditation in the Caribbean for your medical graduates? Can they work easily with the CSME, or is it that you're working on a Caribbean association of maybe accreditation for medical personnel? Because that has been a concern that I have over the years.
So see, already our doctors are practicing in Guyana itself. Okay, so they have been registered by the Guyana Medical Council, and they are actually being employed by the Ministry of Health. So we have no such concerns. All that they have to do is that after they complete their graduation, they appear for the Caribbean Medical Council examination. There's 2 steps to it. They finish those 2 steps, they complete their internship of 1 year, and they get registered for practicing anywhere in the Caribbean region. There is no problem with that.
And you have success stories of persons,
Ah,
graduates working in Jamaica?
um, no.
Okay.
No, we
Oh,
don't have any student working in Jamaica, but we have got students working in Trinidad and Tobago. We have students who were employed in Guyana all over.
I think I have my reasons why they don't
Yeah.
come back to Jamaica to work, but we'll leave that for another time. Now, explain the process for graduates to do the licensure exam. I know your voice is going, but the licensure exam for USA, how easy is it for the graduates to do that?
Okay. See, nothing is easy. You have to work for it. And we guide them, we give them a lot of guidance. We have a tie-up with Kaplan. The Kaplan, they provide the material to us. Help them in doing their online, tests. So we have an arrangement to help them clear the licensing examination. See, what we have to do, we guide them very early.
Mhm.
People postpone it for graduation. We said, don't do this. Moment you finish your 3 years, that is 1 year of preclinical and 2 years of paraclinical or basic sciences, you apply for ECFMG certification. So once they apply and they get the unique ID of USMLE or the ECFMG ID, they can then appear for step one. So moment they finish the step one, the moment the basic sciences is off, you've already cleared. Step one is only pass or fail. So by the third year end, you have cleared your step one. When you go to the fourth year and you finish your core rotations in medicine, surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, and pediatrics, that is 48 weeks of core rotations. So coming in the beginning of the fifth year, you apply for step two. So you finish your step two and then you appear for the exit examination of the university. Moment you finish your exit examination of the university, you appear for your occupational English test, which is a requirement of USMLE, and you are ready to go in for the residency program. So by the time you finish, actually you have saved almost 6 months if you follow this particular line that after finishing 3 years, complete your step one. See, step two scores are important for residency. Step one courses is only pass or fail. So in step one, you just pass, and that's all that is required. In step two, you need to score good marks. So you can delay step two a bit more, but finish it before you finish the school. So after you finish the school, you have no pressure on you. You straight away apply for the residency program and then you go for your interviews and wherever you match. And we guide them for the matching as well. Because matching is a very tricky affair in USMLE. You might have done well, you might have got very good marks, but you try to match in a university with their people better than you. And you give them number one because they happen to be in Boston, they happen to be in New York, and you ignore California because you don't want to go there. And that's how they lose out on matching. So we guide them very properly that you match where you have done well. You put that university as number one because they will put you as number one or two because you have done well there, you know it. That's how the matching is very tricky.
Yeah.
So many students, I realize they have done well, but they do not match for residency because they do not match the correct university. They go on their personal likes. So we guide them on all these issues. Uh, we have so far about uh, 15 to 20 students who have cleared the USMLE examination,
Very good.
and about 3 or 4 of them are already in the residency program. Remaining made the mistake of trying to go for mesh shoots, and they paid the price.
What about visa requirements? Do you need visa to go to Guyana from the Caribbean?
You do require a student visa. You can come as a tourist without a visa. You can get a visa on arrival, but it has to be converted into a Guyanese into a student visa here in Guyana. So all students from the Caribbean region will require a student visa. There is no issue in that because the university issues an invitation letter, and their requirement of a police clearance certificate or passport validity for 6 months. In addition to that, a bank statement stating that you have got a minimum amount of, say, around 7,000 US dollars for the last 3 months, and they issue a visa here, so there is no issue.
Okay. Campus fees. Certainly, they are not merged with the tuition fees, are they?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Supposing you have to see, in addition to this fees which I have told you, that around 45,000 US dollars is the total tuition fees, plus $8,800 is the fees for clinical rotations, which is to be paid to the hospital. And thereafter, you have a living in fees. Living in means that you require a hostel accommodation. We tried to, earlier on, we used to run a hostel of our own, but we became very student friendly university, and then students started leaving the hostel and they started staying outside because the hostel was costing them $300 a month and they were getting something cheaper, $200 outside. So they walked out of the hostel. Then we started suddenly having a hostel with no people inside. So what we do when anybody comes here, we give them facility for 2 to 3 months and the same rate of $300 per person. However, when they have to move out, they get some cheaper options, they move out. But let us take it around $500 a month will be your expenses on food and lodging.
Okay. Food and lodging.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You have given us a lot of information, Vice Chancellor, and it is great to have you on our program. We don't want to keep you longer because we are appreciative of the fact that you came on, although you weren't feeling well. The Air Marshal, could you explain that for me as we leave? Just what the definition.
What is the?
The air marshal before your name.
Ah, okay,
What
okay.
does that literally mean?
All right, all right. See, okay. Let me give a brief background. I am from the Indian Armed Forces. Okay, I joined. I am pass. I did my MBBS from Armed Forces Medical College, Pune, and thereafter I joined the army as a young captain, and then I continued to stay and serve in the army for the next almost 40 years.
Oh,
And I finally retired as a lieutenant general. And during one of the processes of making a presentation to the Chief of Staff Committee, we comprises the Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff. The Chairman, Chief of Staff Committee is the senior most person, who is the Air Chief Marshal. So somehow it took a fascination for me. And he said his Director General had retired and nobody had been promoted from the Air Force in the medical profession.
oh,
So they took me directly as Director General of Medical Service of Indian Air Force. That's how the rank is Air Marshal.
good.
So I retired as the Director General of Medical Services of Indian Air Force, and I was also the honorary surgeon to two presidents of India. One is the late on His Excellency Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, and the next one is Dr. Ramnath Kovind. He is the ex-president of India. So I was their honorary surgeon. I had the privilege of working as honorary surgeon to these two presidents.
Very
Currently,
good.
I am also the chairman of the steering committee of National Accreditation Board for Hospital Healthcare Providers in India. I am the founder member of this board, which looks at patient safety and quality assurance in healthcare. We prepare standards for them. And I'm also the chairman of the advisory committee to the National Medical Commission of India on foreign medical qualifications.
Fully involved in your country and now in Guyana.
Yes, and in
Very nice.
Guyana, it's a lovely institution. Let me tell you, I will not say that it is the best institution, but I can say give me 10 years, and it will be the best institution.
Ah.
Okay, so I am just asking for 10 years more.
And I am so happy that you were able to join me in this interview. Let me use this opportunity to thank Vice Chancellor at Lincoln American University, LAU, Air Marshal Dr. Pawan Kapoor, about the medical programs for being with us tonight and providing useful information about the medical programs offered at LAU. Please greet the team at LAU and please get better quickly, sir. Remember, from wherever you are, you can apply to study medicine at LAU. I am the representative for Jamaica. Thank you, sir, for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
thank you, Professor Colin, for having me over. Thank you, and God bless everybody who's listening to this conversation of ours.
God bless you
Thank
and
you.
God bless LAU.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Take out your phones and save us as GEP Jamaica on your contacts, 876-810-2188, or email us at pcthealth.program2022@gmail.com. The contacts are on the screen. This is a life-changing experience in learning. So those 17, 18 years and older, um, high school graduates and those wishing to pursue university education in the areas given, please feel free to contact us. And remember, you can start at 17, but you go straight up the ladder into the university program. Royal Central Praise SKB, and through its website, www.royalcentralpraiselive.com, will rebroadcast this interview on Friday, starting June 12 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica or 8 p.m. in St. Kitts, for all the Fridays remaining in June and all Fridays in July and August, if RCP will allow me, at the Jamaica time 8 p.m. and St. Kitts, Jamaica at 7 p.m. and St. Kitts at 8 p.m. But before you go, do you need certification that is accredited in the USA and in the Caribbean? Then at HeCoin, we have the online patient care technician program, which is 6 months online, 2 evenings per week. And that will give you the curriculum for the American Allied Health. You do the American exam and you'd be qualified to work in any of the 51 states in the United States. The minimum entry requirement is a grade 9, completion of grade 9 in any high school in Jamaica. Minimum age is 17. It's a 6-month duration. the practicum centers in your home country. So practicum centers, you can do practicum at nursing homes or medical centers that can be in your home country as long as you provide a letter of approval from the Ministry of Health. 100% online from anywhere in the world. 3-month payment plan available. Next cohort is September 2026. Flexible evening or weekend classes. And once it's on the weekend, then if it's a Saturday, it's for 3 hours. If it's a Sunday, it's for 3 hours. And if it's in the week, it's an hour and a half per day for 2 days. So it's either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. Cohorts in January, March, May, September, and November. So you have many cohorts. So the next cohort will be in September. PCTs are in very high demand because of an aging global population. And the PCTs upon graduation, please note what I said, PCTs upon graduation are able to earn $800 to $1,000 per week in the United States. In the Caribbean countries, it might be lower because that's just how it is in the Caribbean. PCTs are healthcare professionals who assist doctors and nurses with direct patient care. Or contacts, if they are not on the screen, you will hear the promos going from time to time. The email is pcthealth, that's pcthealth.program2022@gmail.com. So if I'm reading out, it would be pcthealth.program, spelled in the American way, 2022@gmail.com. The WhatsApp or text or call 876-810-2188. And on TikTok, we are USA_PCT_online. So it's USA_PCT_online. Thank you for joining us as we covered training in the International Patient Care Technician through American Allied Health, accredited bachelor's and master's in business and health-related degrees through Global Education Platform GP, and medical degrees through Lincoln American University, LAU, in Guyana, all through its representative, me, Ambassador Professor Colin O'Neill Jarrett, residing in Jamaica. A contact tonight, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Thank you, Minister Leroy Weeks, President of Royal Central Praise, for accepting to put this on his platform and for other stations to work through it. I bless you, and I ask you to bless me too. Good night.
Arden University in the UK has slashed its school fee by almost 50%. Yes, you heard me right, almost half, through its agent body Global Education Platform GP in the health-related and business bachelor's and master's degree program. The duration is 12 to 16 months and is internationally accredited through World Higher Education Database WHED. Arden University is also accredited by the Quality Assurance Agency for Higher Education in the UK, meaning its degrees are legally recognized and equivalent to those from traditional UK universities. The good news doesn't end here. Lincoln American University, LAU in Guyana, is offering medical and nursing degrees with lower fees when compared with other universities globally. The door is also open to students from any recognized Cuban university who have still not yet completed their medical or nursing degrees can receive credits to continue at LAU. LAU is accredited through the Medical Councils of Canada, the UK, and India, and is registered with the National Accreditation Council in Guyana and World Directory of Medical Schools to offer the 5-year joint MBBS and MD. Graduates of LAU can sit the United States Medical Licensing Examination, USMLE. Join us in this extensive interview with representatives from GEP and LAU on Wednesday, June 10, 2026 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica or 8 p.m. in St. Kitts on Central Praise SKB or www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Several other radio and TV stations have agreed to carry the session live and the repeated broadcast. These include DCM Radio and TV in Jamaica, UFDV Gospel Radio and TV in Florida, USA, and Sugar City FM in St. Kitts. This program will be rebroadcast on Fridays in June, July, and August 2026, starting June 12 at 7 p.m. in Jamaica and 8 p.m. in St. Kitts. Share the information far and wide. Register now. life-changing experience in learning.